Bring us 2 absolute martinis. You know how I like them straight up. And then precisely 7 1/2 minutes after that, you're gonna bring us 2 more. Then 2 more after that every 5 minutes until one of us passes the fuck out.
It's up to each and every one of you, my highly trained Stratonites, my killers who will not take no for an answer. Not hang up the phone until their client either buys or fucking dies!
Well. GM. G. To the M. Morning, my friends. DJs, Diamond Hand fam, Forge and Fuel crew, super soldiers, 1%ers, Pioneers, pivoters, pursuers, builders, brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, mamas y papas, anyone I may have left out, and anyone in between. Welcome back, and welcome into the best way to start your day. It's time to get fired up at Forge and Fuel. Baby.
Woo!
Wow!
Woo!
Wow!
Woo!
Oh, yeah! Whoa! Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for yelling. Here we are live in prime time. If it busted out your ears, I don't give a damn. You know how this show goes. You might as well just turn it down a couple of notches or just get used to it. Here we are back live in prime time for your 706th episode of Forge and Fuel on this tremendous Thursday morning. It is April the 10th, 2025, and we hope you're ready to come alive because we got more motivation, more inspiration, and more good vibration coming your way over the duration of this program than you're going to know what to do with, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
Now, if you don't know, you won't know, but I am your humbled, honored, and clearly always hyped host, Colton Capp Stroker, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by on this tremendous Thursday, my guy and gal, if you are of the opposite sex out there. We are not a only male show. No, we love the ladies around here, but obviously the target market is those fellas. Who's to say, who's to know? And you may hear some sounds as we begin to roll around all down in the bottom of these motivational and inspirational rabbit holes, and that will be coming from Mr. Producer of this fine morning program, Derek Deezy Snow, D-double-E-Z-double-Y, my man, your guy, what's cracking, pimpin'?
Lightweight, baby!
Hoo! Shout out D-double-E-Z-double-Y. I see you, my guy. I didn't even scroll down on you. Hey, there you are this morning. Shout out to you, my boy. Appreciate you. Hope you have a great start to the morning. Shout out to all you beautiful hummingbirds out there live in the chat. Whether you're on YouTube, Rumble, X, wherever you might be, you can hop into the live chat, friends and family. If you're on YouTube, it's over there. If you're on Rumble and X, it's down there. And speaking of, I guess now's a great time to remind you, if while you're just tuning into the show, you feel like you might want to do a thing or two for us, well, maybe you can find it way deep down in your heart to take a couple of seconds and smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the Forge and Fuel podcast on. If you are watching on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell right around over in this area as well, right next to the subscribe button, so you never miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping here on the channel. And if you're enjoying this morning's program, you might as well hit that like button right on over in here somewhere so you can help that algo go and flow on the old tube of the U variety. But maybe you're not watching on the old tube of the U variety. Maybe you're watching on a little more censorship-free platform like RUMBLE. Yes, that's Rumble, friends and family, the platform for you and me. And if you are, maybe you could think about smashing the subscribe button. Maybe turning on a notification bell. Maybe even crushing a like button as well. And helping that algo go and flow over there on the Rumble. But maybe you don't like either one of those platforms. Maybe your viewing platform of pleasure each and every single day is the old X app, baby. And if that's the case, maybe you could take a moment to hit a heart button. Maybe smash a repost button. And potentially crush a quote post button. And let the people know on your X timeline why you've decided to tune in live in prime time to Forge and Fuel this morning. And last but certainly not least, if you are watching or potentially listening to this podcast on your favorite podcast directory like Apple, Amazon, or maybe even Spotify, maybe you could take a moment to give us a follow, leave us a 5-star rating, or in all honesty, take a moment to
Smash the shit out of whatever button you see on your screen, as it only helps us grow and flow on all those platforms as well. Nah, man.
Shout out to all you beautiful humming beings tapped in, tuned in, locked in live in prime time to episode 706 of Forge and Fuel, and have already smashed the shit out of each and every one of those buttons and helped us get going and flowing in the old algo this morning, regardless of whatever platform you're on. But maybe you haven't hit those buttons yet. Maybe you're watching the recording. Maybe you're still live. You're thinking, why do I got to do that on this side? I just tuned in to hear your perspective and see what you got to say. What the hell do I got anything to do with this? Well, hey, first of all, don't be rude, as old 47 and 45 said. And you know, over the duration of this program, speaking of DJT, there is going to be so much growth. So much growth. You're going to say, Capp, please, no more growth. We cannot handle it. Our brains are simply getting too much bigger in our heads. They are going to start oozing out of our ears. Please, no much growth. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep growing. It's going to be the best show. It's going to be the best show you've ever seen. I love Forge and Fuel. I love Forge and Fuel. This is a message from your president. Who's to say? Who's to know? But my friends, maybe this show makes you laugh. Maybe this show makes you cry. Maybe this show makes you think or gives you some thoughts that go, ooh, I ain't never thought of it that way before. And if so, don't be a host, share the show, be a friend, tell a friend, let somebody know, and we will proceed with this morning's program. That's right, my friends. Here we are back live in prime time. Once again, on the best way to start your day, F&F, Forge and Fuel, Forge and Foulet, however you may pronounce it, baby. We're live in the flesh. And I'm telling you what, we got one hell of a show on tap for you to get you ready to rock and roll and turn some trials and tribulations into triumphs on this tremendous Thursday. Now, my friends, before we can do any of that, I must offer you a few reminders. Number one, you may need a little yaver in your cup.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Cheers to me, cheers to thee.
Oh, yeah!
Ooh. And a little cheers to the heavens, you know? little first fruits up there to God, shout out. Oh, look who's decided to say hello. Oh, you gonna come on the show? You gonna be a little asshole? You gonna be asshole, or you gonna come on show? Would you like to come on show, or are you going to be asshole? What are you doing? Are you going to be asshole? You going to be asshole? Okay, Matilda asshole. Who's to say? Who's to know? We'll just have another sip of Joe. Maybe she one day joins us back here on the show. But she acts like she's so abused. Like I keep her locked in a closet or something. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, you're officially gone. You're not even staying. She ain't even in the studio. She don't even want to hear my perspective this morning. She said, screw you, Dad. I don't give a fuck. I'm out of here. I'm going to listen to somebody else's show. What a bunch of bullshit that is. Huh. Who's to say, who's to know? Also, you might need a little liquidation, a little hydration, and a little cupation. Who's to say, who's to know? Feeling real good about that. And, I cannot forget. Little nicotine here live on the show. Ooh, now we're feeling good. Now we're feeling great. So I shall no longer hesitate. And without further ado, my friends, it's time to get into this morning's program. Episode 706 is officially underway. Oh, hey. Whoa! I totally forgot. Sidebar into who knows what other sidebars and sidebars from there. But a quick sidebar. Happy birthday to my Uncle Walleye. I know Aunt Donnie is tuning in right now. That is her husband. Shout out Uncle Walleye. Happy birthday. Hope we get to see you soon. Maybe a little J&J weekend getaway appearance. Who's to say, who's to know? Maybe we can show you how we celebrate. I don't know. Deezy knows Uncle Walleye. Uncle Walleye is one of my favorites. I tell you what. Shout out. We appreciate you, Uncle Wally. Hope you're having a great day. Shout out to you. Shout out, Aunt Donnie. Happy birthday, Uncle Wally. But the dog himself, the owner of the Garage Mahal. If you don't know, you won't know. But my friends, I don't think we have any other birthdays in the fam. If we got any other birthdays out there, let me know. Who's to say, who's to know? But there was nobody else that I saw out there that I knew had a birthday we need to shout out. So how about we get this bad boy underway the only way we know how, friends and family. See, we don't like to start it right off, buttoning it all up and being all tight around the collar and giving you these motivational, inspirational messages and trying to get your mindset right and get you ready to turn some obstacles into opportunities and use all these big words and act like we're so fucking smart, because we're not. I barely was able to wipe dipshit off my forehead this morning, so I'm glad I did, and I'm doing all right if I was able to just do that. Now, if I can simply maybe say a thing or two or present a few clips, videos, things in between that make you laugh, cry, and think, then boy, I'll be really doing my job. So if you'd allow me to deliberately check those boxes for thee, sit on back, and let's get on the attack. As we check the first box of the day, my friends. If you don't know, you won't know. We like to laugh, cry, and think around here. And that first box is to laugh. We love to chuckle. We love to slap that knee a couple times. We like to get a little ab workout going on first thing in the morning. So, my friends, if that sounds like something you could use, well, sit back, relax, and enjoy a full dose of your morning laughs, because we got 1, 2, and 3 coming your way on this tremendous Thursday. And the first morning laugh, my friends, features a few young ladies. 2 young ladies in the vidya and 1 young lady taking the vidya who has one of them laughs. One of them laughs that just make you want to laugh. And my dad used to say a few quotes to me when I was growing up and I was starting to, get into my rough housing phase. He used to look me in the eyes. He'd say, "Hey, don't be barking up no tree you can't climb." I said, hey, hot shit. So I'd even do it. I'd even fuck with him harder, right? But he'd say that, or he'd say, "Hey, get a little too big for your britches over there." That was Grandpa Walt's favorite one, too. Get a little too big for your britches. So I thought this morning it would be great to entitle these morning laughs here on the show, "Too Big for Your Britches." And my friends, we got a part 1 and then a part 2. So strap in as we see a physical representation of what it means to mentally be a little bit too big for your britches.
Well, never! Lucero, hold! You ready? Come on, come on. Well, never! Lucero, hold! You ready? Come on, come on.
Oh, shit. Deez, can we do a slow motion replay? Is that possible? Can you pull that up and just pause it and take me right to the point where she just makes impact with the dough?
Well,
Is that possible?
Well, never!
I just...
Lucero, hold! You ready? Come on, come on.
Oh, she's dead. She's dead. Oh, she's dead. Oh, oh fuck. She can't wait, but what? 90 pounds soaking wet, and the other chick, boy, oh boy, that's a middle linebacker for the Chicago Bears. I don't know what the chick in the tube top was thinking, but that was stupid. She even told her, she said, "You will never." What she think she was gonna do? Put her on her ass? You're outweighed by a good bill and a half right there, for crying out loud. And she knew what she was gonna do. Freight train coming right down the fucking hallway. Watch out, coming straight through your teeth. That is the definition of run through a motherfucker face, is right there. Shout out Marshawn Lynch. So, that, friends, is the literal definition of the term too big for your britches. And that's part one. And coming up as your second morning laugh is part two. And ladies, I hate to burst your bubble. I hate to be the one to do this to you. You know how it seems like you're always winning arguments with your husband? Like you're always in the right? Like for some reason he just doesn't even want to put up a fight? Like, man, you're just this abominable force. Well, if he is taller than you and you find yourself of the shorter variety, well, I'm here to burst your bubble on the fact that none of those things I just said to you are true. And he simply is looking at you like this.
New information. I thought I was winning every argument with my husband because I was right and he was wrong, but I just put the camera at his height, so how he sees me, and I realized this is not the case at all. I'm not winning because I'm right. I'm winning because how could you take me seriously? I look like a bobblehead. I got a lot of things to say, and there's a couple reasons why I'm correct in this situation. I look like I should have cartoon steam coming out of my ears. Whoa, I'm so mad right now. I would be choking back laughter if I was arguing with me. You know what? You know what, buddy? Of course he gives up in 10 seconds and kisses my forehead. I look like a small woodland creature trying to tell a giant. Yeah. Hey, giant, I've got something to tell you. Oh my goodness. I'm not winning on merit. I'm winning because I look helpless and silly. This is how he sees the whole world? No wonder the guy's so confident he can tap everybody on the top of the head. What a different way to live. She said I look like a small woodland creature. Listen here, buddy. I'm sorry. That's hilarious. I don't care who you are. No wonder the guy's so confident. He can just walk around and tap everybody on the top of the head. Oh, I'm sorry. That's only the second time I've seen that. So I watched that all the way through yesterday, saved it in my laughs, and I said, that's coming to the show tomorrow. Oh, my goodness. Oh, listen, buddy, I got you. It's so true. Guys, you know it's true. You know it's true. We don't give up on the argument because we think you're winning. We give up on the argument because we think you're so cute when you're mad. Who's to say, who's to know? Whoo! But speaking of being mad, you know, your morning laugh number 3 goes to a place out there in Colorado. Maybe you've heard of it before. It's called the Red Rocks. There's been some great concerts there. Some great live bands and artists have graced their presence on that amazing stage. And if you're there on a random day, you'll notice a lot of people working out. They like to run up and down those stairs of the old Red Rocks and get themselves some good high-quality cardio. Now, sometimes they go a little bit crazy. And I know I said, speaking of mad, so how am I tying this all in? Well, you know, sometimes you do things out live in prime time in the public and you keep a smile on your face.
But everybody around that place knows as soon as you get behind closed doors, you're about to put your fist straight through a wall. So, my friends, this here is one of those moments as we go live to Red Rocks and see what happens in the flesh and then what happens behind closed doors. Oh!
Yeah! Yeah!
Like, the man stood up like he was Braveheart, like he just summited a mountain or something. Yeah! What the? He just about died. You just about died. You laying the wrong way. You're snapping your neck. What are you doing? DZ, I know we've been trying to find some new ways to work out and everything, but running backwards down the old Red Rocks? I mean, I guess DZ ain't feeling that the same way I'm not feeling that. I mean, you can keep all that nonsense. Even running up that doggone thing. I don't know what everybody's infatuation is with all that shit. Cardio's hardio. Forget the treadmills, forget the ellipticals, forget the bikes. Just turn up the tensity. Yes, turn up the tensity. The intensity. Turn up the tensity when it comes to your doggone workouts like DZ felt this past weekend. You know, we went on a little Smash Bros session and he was huffing and a puffing. I said, doggone, dude, we've only gotten through one workout. My cardio sucks. I said, we ain't even doing cardio. What the hell's wrong with you, for crying out loud? Jeepers creepers. For being a brick shithouse, you sure got terrible cardio. Doggone, we got to work on that. Who's to know? Yeah, he can pick up heavy shit and put it right down, but that's about it. That's about it. Now, he did make me feel like a big dumb piece of shit, and when I did one set, he just picked up those same weights and did them for double the reps that I did. So I said, oh, great, D. Thanks a lot, asshole. You know what? I was going to put the weights back for you, but you can go put them back yourself now. You just want to be Mr. Strongman. Huh, just Mr. Big Old Strong Guy. I can outlift you. Okay, go ahead over there. Let's see where they go. Right over there. You take them back. I ain't doing shit. That's fine, Mr. Strongman. You do your thing. Who's to say? Who's to know? But there's your morning laughs of this terrific morning show. Too Big for Your Britches, part 1 and part 2. Boy, oh boy, that part 2 got me. I absolutely love that. that woman right there is hilarious. And behind closed doors. My friends, I saw we were tickling some funny bones over there in the live chat. And now is a great time to mention, if we trip any more triggers, if you get any more gears turning, if you have some things burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering way deep down on the soul, well, we got a live chat where you can get it out over the duration of the show. So if you got a question, you got a comment, you got a concern, you got a wonder, you got some perspective, you got some knowledge, you got a mindset, you got some motivation, you got some inspiration, you got some dedication, you got some determination, you got some discipline, some drive, something you want to put out there so everybody can see it live. Drop it in chat, whether you're on YouTube, Rumble, or X is below. Wherever you're tuning in, it's wide open, don't you know? And I mentioned that because, my friends, it's officially time to get into your first segment of the day, where we do a little refining of those mindsets, baby. More specifically, a little filing of those mindsets. You know, we got to use those daily battle weapons, those old minds, to help us slay and fillet through every opportunity and turn it from an obstacle into that, baby. But maybe you did it an awful lot yesterday and that brain's feeling a little fuzzy. You'll feel a little funky on this Thursday morning, and you need some help filing the edges to get that mind nice and sharp again so you can slay and fillet once again on this tremendous Thursday. If that sounds like something you could handle, friends, and family, well, now is your time to pull out your notebooks and your pens or your pencils. And I love this lava pen. Shout out Mama Capp. It was in my stocking at Christmas, and I've been using the shit out of this thing. It writes like a son of a gun, I tell you what. And if I just get bored, I can spin my doggone pen up and down a little bit, look at some lava, and then go on back about my day, you know? Or maybe you don't have that. Maybe you got a nice iPad and a magic pen. Or maybe you've been sharing out the show because you're not a hoe and you've been sending it out to people. Maybe you could open your notes app too and you got a little notes you could take there. Or maybe you got a piece of parchment and a nice big feather and a nice old jar of ink so you can keep track of whatever knowledge and insights come your way as we get into the first segment of the day. It is time for your Sharpening Session. Alrighty then, my friends. Here we are back live in prime time for your first official segment of the day, your Sharpening Session. Here on episode 706 of Forge and Fuel, baby, on this tremendous Thursday, April the 10th, 2025. And we hope you're ready to come alive. Ken Buckler just got me with that quote in the chat. Our mind is the only receiver. We need to tune it with the universe. You mean to tell me last Monday I was exactly on the right track and I was speaking the straight facts about how to find the secrets of the universe and how to speak and work anything that you want into existence? You mean to tell me that I didn't just simply stop at where the quote was and I said, I have got to understand this and I now truly understand E, F, and V? You mean to tell me that I'm starting to figure this thing called life out? Holy shit. Yeah, buddy. That about blew my brain out of my ear right there. Shout out to you, Mr. Ken Buckler and Miss Melissa. We appreciate you two amazing humming beings tuning in this morning. But my friends, it's time to get in to your opening segment of the day. And maybe you didn't see the title of the show, so you don't know where we're about to go. Maybe you didn't see the thumbnail of the day, so you got no clue what I'm about to say. So let me get you all the way up to date before we conversate on your opening topic on what's Moxie? What's Moxie? This morning, my friends, I wanted to share with you one of my favorite movies of all time. A very underrated movie, not a very popular movie. But I got to thinking about it last night, and I thought about one scene in specific. And I was really starting to think about it, and then I started to think about some other stuff people are talking about a lot in this world, and I said, wait a minute, that there, line, dots, one more dot, line, holy shit, we got a trifecta. Okay, here we go. So, my friends, on this morning's show, we're going to watch a quick scene from the movie Lost in Yonkers. If you don't know, you won't know. You're going to see some popular people in this movie. I believe it was made in 1999 or 1996. 1999, I believe it was. Well, no, it says 99. Oh, shit. It might be 96. I don't know. Either way, one of my favorite movies. It is a banger. It is funny. It's action. It's a great movie. If you've never seen Lost in Yonkers, you are missing out. And hopefully after you watch this scene, you just might go check out the movie yourself. But this here, my friends, is the clip, and it is where we got the title of the show, What's Moxie?
You're just wasting gas, boys.
Huh?
Nothing. Just Hollywood Harry's trying to shake Uncle Louie out of the tree. Hey.
Oh, I forgot. They told Jay to tell you that Friday night the dance is over.
Oh, yeah? Well, don't worry about it. Uncle Louie can outdance a couple of Bronx palookas like that any day.
I wish I was as tough as you.
Well, you're getting there, Artie. Took on the old lady tonight. That took Moxie.
What's Moxie?
What's Moxie? That's Moxie.
Uncle Louie, are you in trouble?
Artie, I was never not in trouble.
Artie, I was never not in trouble. What's Moxie? You know, I saw that movie back when I was in high school. I was like 13, 14 when I saw it. And it was my freshman year. And I'll never forget that clip. And we would say it on the baseball team all the time. We'd be like, "What's Moxie?" We'd look at each other. That's Moxie. We start thinking about it. What's Moxie, right? You get that aura, that vibe, that energy. Oh yeah, come on. What is Moxie? Well, if you look it up, it'll give you kind of a lengthy definition of Moxie and how to apply it and all this. But simply broken down, Moxie is courage, determination, and energy. Courage, determination, and energy. Courage, the ability to stand through any fire and any flame, go on the battlefield when you see the enemy lighten up their flaming arrows on the horizon and start shooting at you one at a time. Courage to stand tall even when they're flying at you, grabbing them out of the sky and cracking them over the knee. That's Moxie. Not turning and, oh no, I'm going to get pierced through. Oh no. That ain't Moxie. Standing tall on the battlefield, regardless of the flaming arrows, and being willing to crack them over your knee, that's Moxie. Determination to keep going. To, even if you got destroyed on the battlefield the day before, you make it back to base camp and you show up determined to win the battle the next day. And maybe it's not that day, but the day after that and the day after that, as long as you stay determined and you don't pack it in, that's Moxie. And energy. What do you want to be? I say it ad nauseum on this show. Do you want to be Eeyore? Thanks for noticing me. I said it I made a doggone video of it yesterday. I put it on Instagram, TikTok, and X, for crying out loud. Or do you want to be Tigger? The wonderful thing about Tigger's a wonderful thing. Their tops are made of rubber. Their bottoms are made of spring. I mean, come on. What type of energy do you want? Tigger is Moxie. Setting that tone is Moxie. And I started thinking about this more in terms of today's society. People don't say Moxie anymore. He's got Moxie. Nobody says that. But what do people say? Oh, he's got aura. Oh, he's got aura. That guy. Oh, that gal's got aura. Oh, he's got some aura over there. You hear everybody talking about that. They got aura. But what is aura? Well, I would say that aura is Moxie and Moxie is aura. And I think it's just gained a new term in today's society. And we tend to hold those people who have aura in a high regard, a high esteem. Why is that? What is aura? Well, I think aura starts with your presence. It all starts with how you push your toes in the ground, how you stand, how you take up space. Are you standing tall with your chin up, your chest out, your shoulders back? Do you walk into a room, or are you soaking like this? Do you stand with your hands together and your shoulders almost touching and your head looking down and taking up no space at all? Or do you take up some space? And do you stand tall? And do you pull your shoulders back and have that presence? That's aura. That's why people have aura. That's why you notice some people and other people you don't. That's why so many people have told me when I walk into their place of business that they just notice an aura, an energy, because it is how I walk into a room. I choose to stand tall. I'm only 5'8". Newsflash, if you didn't know, I'm not a tall guy, but I walk in like I'm 6'7" everywhere I go. I'm not that lady's husband that's looking way down there booping her on the head. I got to find a 4'2" chick to be able to do that. All right. I got to find a midget, for crying out loud. However, you can still walk in with that aura, that moxie. It doesn't matter what age you are, what height you are. Maybe it matters a little bit of your build. If you're not put together, if you don't take care of yourself, people aren't going to look at you that you got some aura. Like you got this big ass baggy shirt on, you got rolls on rolls on rolls. How are you going to have aura like that? If you can't take care of your own body, how is anybody going to expect you to take care of anything else? I also think aura, when it comes to that presentation, is being able to look somebody in the eyes. You know, I've really taken stock lately when I conversate with people just out wild in the public of how often their eyes just bounce around and they're here and they're everywhere, all over the place, but they can't just look you in the eyes and have a conversation because it's real. You feel the aura and the energy of the other person. It is the gateway to the soul. You literally are having a clear conversation, but so many people can't look others in the eyes. And also speaking clearly, taking time, not rushing through everything. You know, one thing I can't stand with people in the Chicagoland area, and I'm having to deal with it right now because of the J&J Weekend Getaway and all the events and everything we're working on right now in the different venues, is people don't have the time of day. You're trying to say something, you don't even get the last 3 words out, and they're already, yeah, so this is what I was thinking on that. I mean, it sounds like the doggone Charlie Brown phone. It's like, did you even listen to anything that I just said right there? Matter of fact, I know you didn't. I know you just heard me. You didn't care about anything I was saying. You already knew what you were going to say in return. I've had this lady tell me about 5 times, well, you know, we don't get involved with the sponsorship or any of that. I finally had to say, I know what you're about to say. Can you please stop giving me cookie cutter answers and can we talk like normal human beings? I'm sorry. I don't mean to be like this, but I'm deeper than a bucket of water and this is driving me up a wall. And that's part of aura. That's part of, go back to 20 episodes ago, say what you need to say. If somebody's not treating you with respect, put your toe down or they're going to keep fucking disrespecting you. And you're going to get madder and madder and madder. And there's going to be this festering moment. And then something's going to happen and you're going to blow up on them. Or instead, if you would have just said, hey, yo, are you listening to me? Or did you just hear these words coming out of my mouth and you already knew exactly what you were going to say in return? That's aura. But you know what aura is not? Started thinking about this. Aura is not found in money or possessions. See, you have to have aura before you can acquire money or possessions. You got to move like a millionaire before they cut you the check. You got to walk like the prince before you receive the crown to become a king. It's not found in money or possessions. You got to have the aura of what you want before you can get those things. That's why, to go back just a few moments ago, energy, frequency, and vibration is so doggone important. Putting your energy in the right spot, getting it set, getting your aura locked down, and then putting all of that into what you're dreaming about, your consistent, persistent pursuit. And then dialing in your frequencies, getting off of the wrong channels, getting dialed into the right ones, making it perfect, and boom, all of a sudden, you're vibrating on the right track and you're moving as if you're already there, as if you've already got it. That's how you get to the path. And I said the quote yesterday, I just was thinking of it, where your focus goes, energy flows, frequency grows, and vibration explodes. It's how it happens. It is literally, that's the new secret formula. On top of the other secret formula, I say, that's my other one. And that's how I know I was born and destined to do this, because I just come up with that goofy shit as I'm just sitting here thinking, as I'm just sitting here writing notes. What would be great to talk about? And I just think of things like that. And it's the secrets of life. But I'll tell you what else aura is not. Aura is not found in societal status. You don't get aura just because you get somewhere in life. You have to have the aura to even walk in the door. You got to find the aura through the hallway to even be able to step one toe in the door when it opens up. I've told Deez this a million times. Matter of fact, I was telling him it yesterday, talking about a rather large program that we are massive fans of. And I said, bro, they would just need to give me one time. One 5-minute segment. Don't even give me 30 minutes. Don't even give me an hour. Give me 5 minutes. That's all I need. Better yet, give me 2.5. I'll show you why you should have gave me 5. I'll show you why you should have gave me 30. I'll show you why you should have made a whole 2-hour segment centered around me being here. That's the level. That's aura. That's moxie. That's energy. But people don't live on that standard. We far too often we think, oh, we could never get there. Oh, we could never be that good, or the current version of ourselves. Fuck yeah, the current version of yourself ain't ever going to do that. But to go back to a quote that we posted out a few days ago, let me fall if I must fall. Who I will become shall catch me. So what are you worried about? Stop trying to gain aura by getting into certain rooms. Use your aura now to show the world why you deserve to be in those rooms. And when inevitably the door just cracks open, you already got the aura. You already throw it out into the world. So how do you acquire aura? If you're fired up, you're juiced up, you think, yeah, I want some aura. I want a little moxie. I like that thought. Well, how do you acquire aura? How do you acquire that moxie? Well, number one, you have to move like you're ready to roll up your sleeves at the drop of a hat. Anything happen, you see the boys circling the block. All right, boys, throw up the dick beaters. Time to dance. Here we go. You're ready to roll up your sleeves and get to work at a moment's notice. There's no question. There's no, well, I don't know if I could actually do it, and I need a little bit of time to think about it, and I should probably phone home to my mom and see what she thinks before I actually take the leap of faith. What are you doing? What are you doing? Roll up your sleeves and get to work. Don't keep your sleeves rolled down and wring your hands and make the phone calls and debate about the plans and try to find the best advice possible. Advice doesn't matter. Action does. You can get advice from every single person from here to kingdom come, but that is never going to put one foot in front of the other on the path. So be ready to move. Roll up those sleeves at a moment's notice. And I was thinking about this too. If you want to have aura, to have energy, to have moxie, then you have to move in a way that does not allow you to be judged by gossip or drama, but by your deeds. Gemstones has this lyric. I was listening to it yesterday. I just hope and pray when it comes the day that I shall no longer breathe, that I not be judged by gossip or hearsay, but by my deeds. That's aura. That's moxie. That's energy. I'm not going to be somebody that's no deeper than a bucket of water that people are just going to gossip and talk shit about all the time. The Jack Harlow line. Have you ever spoken something into existence, or do you just talk about other people's lives? I don't waste time talking about other people's lives. I speak things into existence. I talk about how we're growing, how we're flowing, how we can get better. I don't have time to waste on that. And if that's how I surrounded myself with, how I moved, that's how other people would judge me. But if all that they can judge are my deeds, then either they're going to love me or hate me. And that's between them and them. They got to go look in the mirror. That's a them problem, not a me problem. Because if you hate me, if you heard something about me, good. Believe it. Trust it. Have faith in it. And leave me the fuck alone. Because I got plenty of other people who don't believe it, who know it's not the truth, who know what I'm doing. So, my friends, you can move that same way, and that's aura. That's moxie. And call it cockiness if you want. I don't give a damn. Because that's what it takes to move in this world. To have that level of aura, that moxie. And that's not saying don't be kind. Yeah, I've said over and over all the times the things I do in the real world on this show, but that's part of the aura. That's part of the moxie. That's part of my deeds. Being a dangerous man is someone who can hold a baby and wield a sword in the same 24 hours. That's all I'm working on. That's the aura I'm trying to build. And I hope that through this show and through this morning's perspective, you begin to gain that aura too. So what's moxie? That's moxie. Cheers to thee. Cheers to me. Hope you enjoyed that opening topic there, friends and family. Oh, man, that's a good cup of joe. I need a little heat up. Shout out to all you beautiful human beings. I see you out there tripping triggers left, right, and center. Shout out to all of you tuning in. Hey, don't be a host. Share the show. If you're having triggers tripped and you know somebody that could use those vibes, hey, share it, because we got plenty more coming on the opposite side of this little hydration and caffeination break. Always bring a second cup. Always bring a second cup. So many podcasters mess up. They bring one cup and then they get cotton mouth the rest of the show. What are you going to do? Come on. 2 cups. And we get a little heat up of the old Yaver.
Bombakat!
Little ASMR. Who's saying to little, man. Deez, I'm starting to become kind of a fan of this sludge, man. I might not ever go back to light roast.
Wrong.
First couple days, it kind of sucked. Now it's like, what the hell is coffee if it's not this dark? I mean, you guys, God, you kind of can see it. I mean, it is black elixir of heaven, right? You can't even see into the bottom of that cup. Like, it is. I don't know, man. There's something about it. It's got a little, just, who's to know? But there, my friend, is friends and family. There is your first segment of this show. Hope you enjoyed those thoughts. Hope you're ready to apply a little moxie, gain a little more aura in your own life. But my friends, it's time to keep this proverbial show train steaming on down the tracks of change as we get into your second segment of the day and go all the way towards Perspective Station as we welcome on some other high-level humming beans onto this morning's program. My friends, without further ado, it is time to get into your second segment of the day. It is time for your Reaction Refinery. I see we have some other dark roast fans in the chat. If your spoon doesn't stand up in the cup, then it ain't strong enough. Oh, I like the way you think there, Mrs. Metal. Shout out to all you beautiful humming beans. Tuned in, tapped in, tuned in, locked in, live in prime time. Had to say the full thing right there. What am I thinking? Here to episode 706 of Forge and Fuel, baby. Your second segment of the day, it is your Reaction Refinery. And as always, we got 1, 2, 3, and 4 clips coming your way on this tremendous Thursday. Without further ado, no more hesitation or delay. We welcome on the first amazing humming bean of this here second segment of the day. We've had this young man on the program a few times. Been a while since he's graced us with his presence. Here he is now. The one, the only, Ryan Leak, to give us some perspective on why there's no such thing as no risk.
About chasing failure, the number one thing people say is like, oh man, my kids need to hear this. No. We need to hear this. Because the older we get, the more we're like, no. I got more to lose. But I promise you, if you don't take a risk, you could lose everything. Momentum, opportunity, relevance, even your own belief in yourself. Because there is no version of our life that isn't risky. Did you know that there is equal risk in trying something new as there is in trying nothing at all? One just moves you forward, the other guarantees you stay stuck. And the difference is whether you choose the risk that moves you forward or the one that leaves you behind. And let's be honest, most people don't avoid trying something new because they're scared of failure. It's because they're addicted to doing things their way. When somebody introduces a different way, an AI way, a faster way, like I know some of us think like, no, my way is the way. I'm like, no, your way is simply a way. And I promise you, if you want to take your life to a whole new level, you are going to have to let go of your way and start to explore some new ways of doing just about everything.
As Jim Rohn once said, it's all risky. It's all risky. Waking up in the morning is a risk. Having children is a risk. Getting married is a risk. Now that you know it's all risky, why don't you just take the risk? Shout out to the legendary Jim Rohn. You know, it really is all risky. Everything is a risk. Even getting a comfortable 9 to 5 is a risk. If you're in an at-will state, they can fire you at any point in time just because you said something wrong, or they don't like your performance, or whatever it might be. You're not locked into that position for the end of eternity. Everything in this life is a risk. Eating food is a risk. You could laugh at the wrong time and choke on your fucking food. I mean, everything is a risk, but you don't even think twice about that. You just go eat your Big Mac, your McChicken sucker, and don't think about it Mick twice. You just stuff it down your Mick face. But as soon as it comes time to take the leap of faith or get on the consistent, persistent pursuit, boy, that's too much risk. Woo! You'll drive 100 miles an hour down the E-way, breaking the speed limit in the left lane, zooming, barely separated from other humming beings doing the same thing by an imaginary yellow line. You know how much risk that is? One wrong move, you're torched. You're gone. See ya, Bobby. You ain't rolling around the doggone track no more. But we take that risk every day and we push the pedal harder and harder down to the floor. Pedal to the metal. We got to get from A to B now. But we don't take that same risk with our lives. We don't take the emotion out of the risk of life. We take the emotion out of driving. We take the emotion out of working. We take the emotion out of eating. We take the emotion out of breathing. But as soon as there's a perceived risk greater than what we can handle, we start thinking about all the oh no's, the coulds, the shoulds, the woulds. Oh, what might happen? Instead of just trying. Because there's nothing in this life that we'll ever face that we can't handle. And again, fall if you must fall. The version of you that you will become will catch you. That's the old Chinese proverb. Fall down 8 times or fall down 7 times, stand up 8. There you go. Everything is a risk. And I'm telling you what, if you are just surrounded by a bunch of yes men and people who don't challenge your thought and people who don't have different perspectives, you're never going to realize that you can take on any challenge. You can learn anything. You can gain any knowledge. You can take on any risk. But you have to get out there and surround yourself with the right people and start making different moves, making different choices than the 99%. You know, I was posting my morning quotes on Facebook and everything this morning. And I opened up Facebook and I saw somebody that I used to be good friends with back in the day. And he had posted some dumbass political shit. And I just got in the comment section, not even to debate or anything. And I just said, hey, man, I'm praying for you. You're doing exactly what they want you to do. The system wants you to sow division. The system wants you to believe racism is real. The system wants you to do exactly what you're doing. If you want to keep working at FedEx for the rest of your life and having nothing but making your dumbass TikTok videos, keep doing this. But if you want to break out of the matrix, maybe it's time you start researching the truth. Again, praying for you, bro. And it's that simple. That's the type of stuff that I'm putting out there now. No, this is how you got to see it. No, this is why you're wrong. No, you ain't ever going to win a debate with them people. They're just fucking stupid. They're too far down the rabbit hole. Like I said yesterday, they have 18-year-old mindsets, and now they're 30 fucking years old, and they have not, that mindset is not caught up. So now all the world is against them and all the stuff, and inevitably that's just that liberal fucking mindset, and that's where they are, and you're not going to change that. Just say, hey, I'm praying for you, bro. This is what the system, you know that system you say you hate the government, you hate the system, you hate it all. You're doing exactly what they want you to do. You know, it's two wings of the same bird. Red and blue don't exist. It's all a fucking game. And maybe if you took the time to actually research that, maybe you could figure out how to break out of it instead of just doing what everybody else does. But whatever your prerogative is, that's where you'll find yourself in life. Clip number 2 of your reaction refinery, my friends, features some high-level humming beans, a man that I am a massive fan of, actually a man who I used to tweet at back in the day when it was the Bird app, and I would at him all the time when he would have sick-ass catches for my Chicago Bears. Bear down, Chicago Bears, make every play clear the way to victory. I'll sing the whole song some other time. Oh, you want me to sing the whole thing? Bear down, Chicago Bears. We'll fight with the might so fearlessly. We'll never forget the way you thrilled the nation with your T formation. Bear down, Chicago Bears. Let them know why you're wearing the crown. You're the pride and joy of Illinois. Chicago Bears, bear down. I didn't think I knew every word there, did you? Talk about my Chicago Bear fandom. Shit. However, the point being, this man was a wide receiver when I really thought we were going to be going back, baby. I'm talking Smoking Jay was ripping darts on the sideline. I'm talking Alshon was making crazy catches. I'm talking we had Matt Forte. Oh, my goodness. Oh, the last great Bears running back. This man, Brandon Marshall, the one, the only B. Marsh, joining us this morning with his friend Victor Oladipo. You may know that name as well. And you may not know this name because I didn't know it, but I wanted to make sure I shouted him out. Neiman Johnson is who this podcast, I think Victor Oladipo and Neiman Johnson do this podcast together, and Brandon Marshall was a guest. I think this is how this is going down. So Victor Oladipo is going to be sharing the perspective to kick us off, and then it kind of turns into a nice little conversation. It's rather interesting on some thoughts on why everyone has a purpose.
That everyone have a purpose?
I mean, yes, I think, I believe that some people have purpose, and some people's purpose is to prevent people from achieving their purpose.
Whoa.
That's the first time I heard that. Yeah.
Whoa, you think? How did you get there? How did you get there?
Yeah, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah,
well, I think that
totally shifted.
Well, if you think about it, like you were saying, like you can't determine what kind of eggs you have in the batch, right? So there's some eggs that'll be good. There's some eggs that might not be so good. And from my observation and just, my healing journey, I've come to the understanding that there's some people's purpose is to help people achieve their purpose. And then there's some people's purpose that are literally help to stop people from obtaining their purpose. Because it's balance in life, right? So there's people that'll help you with your purpose. There's people who stop you from achieving your purpose.
You know what? That's like real. That's like real reality outside of like optimistic. Oh, everything is gonna be okay.
That's
because
right. That's
you know
real.
what I'm saying? Because it's real. It's like there's good and then there's bad. And I like when you dig into spirituality and like dig into life and purpose and why we're here. you understand, like, okay, there needs to be some bad for us to understand what good really is and what it feels like to be happy and to be successful, because without losing, winning is what?
Shout out to the inner court. Shit. I ain't never even heard of the podcast. I saw the clip and there it is. Shout out to the inner court. Banger perspective from Vic. Some people's purpose is to help you fulfill your purpose, and other people's purpose is to take you away from your purpose. Whoa. You know what's wild? Sometimes those people who are going to take you away from your purpose, maybe it doesn't feel like they're really taking you away from your purpose, and they're a really good friend, and you have great conversations, and you've had great thoughts and high-level perspective, but maybe your purposes are just a little different. You see kind of somewhere you're trying to make them fit into one, but they're just not the same. You got two totally different purposes, and maybe via trying to force your purposes onto each other, you were taking each other away from your ultimate purpose. And if you could see that, you can really start to just realize that, hey, man, people are just people. Life is just life. And you'll see those people who are really there, who understand your purpose, who understand your passion, your vision. They're going to be there regardless. They're going to find a way to be in your life. And if it doesn't happen that way, then it doesn't happen that way. Then they're not supposed to be there. Though they were the people that were taking you away from your purpose. And again, sometimes maybe it's intentionally. Just the bad people in life, right? They just constantly throw shit at you, but maybe it's intentionally or not intentionally. Maybe it's not, you don't even realize it. You just have a group of friends, and via Jeepers Creepers, via hanging out with these people, how the fuck was I trying to say that? Via hanging out with these people, they take you away from what you need to be doing. They get you away from your purpose. What you do with them feels good. It's fun. You have a good time. You drink, you laugh, all this stuff, but you don't feel fulfilled. You don't feel like you're checking the boxes of life that you need to check. So it's not necessarily that those people might even be bad, but maybe it's just God trying to show you, hey, these are the people that aren't going to help you fulfill the purpose I have for you. They have another purpose. They're on their purpose. They're going to fulfill that. Let them fulfill their purpose. I need you to lock into yours. We all have our own journey. We all have our own purpose, our own process, everything that we're going through that nobody else can understand. If you can find people who truly understand it and give you the same level of respect you give them and meet you where you are, man, you got a formula. You got some people around who really understand. And I love also what Neiman was saying there at the end. It's just, you can't know dark without light. You can't know winning without losing. You can't know good without bad. It's just the yin and the yang of this life. And the sooner you realize that, the quicker you come to the understanding that adversity is simply in your life to help you learn and grow, not to tear you down and toss you all over the place. It still might do that a little bit, but what type of moxie do you have? What type of aura? When life inevitably brings the storm clouds, when it inevitably ding, ding, and you start having to throw some punches, do you throw up the dick beaters and say, let's dance? Or do you find a way out of the doggone ring? Every single time. I don't care how big the opponent. I don't care how crazy it might seem. I will go and I will fight. Here I am, send me. Why would I have doubt? I saw David slay Goliath. Why would I have doubt? If I can make it through the bad, if I can understand the bad, if I can understand struggle, and boy, oh boy, one day I might be able to understand strength. Your third clip of the morning, my friends, features a young man with some great perspective. I thought it built real well on top of everything we've talked about so far this morning. He goes by the name of Jonathan Briscoe. And Mr. Briscoe is here this morning to give us some high-level thoughts on why we should trust his process.
Into your winning season. See, God will humble you before he elevates you. He will test your patience, your faith, your endurance. Why? Because your character has to match your calling. Your mindset has to be ready for the blessing that you're about to carry. You can't walk into this next season thinking small, acting bitter, or settling for less than what God has for you. And I know it don't feel good. Growth never does, but you gotta trust that process. You about to win.
God's got to break you down before he can build you up. And all these trials and tribulations, all the things, they are meant to help you overcome the little areas that you missed the mark so you can eventually reach that triumph. Here I stand in front of God and everybody telling you I'm going through the exact thing myself. I'm working on this stoic mindset and ability to be a dangerous man and be the man that this society needs. And it ain't easy, because in order to be that, I must control my emotions. I can't fly off the handle. Anger cannot be a thing. I cannot overthink. I cannot doubt. I have to believe. I have to bring energy. I have to have the aura. And I'm seeing it more clear than ever. And it's simply because I just work every day to become the best version of me. People ask me, how do you come up with topics every single day? How do you have this show every day and stay motivated and inspired and you find all these clips and all this stuff? How do you do it? Because I'm constantly trying to learn. And every single day, I unlock a new little level of life. Whether I hit a brand new step or whether I just barely got up a little bit, I start to understand the secrets a little bit more. Have I figured everything out? Hell no. Will I figure everything out by the time they put me in the ground? Fuck no. But I'm sure on a mission to try and figure it out and do everything I can to figure the most I can out to make the most change and create the most impact in this world. And I trust him to take care of that for me, because I feel this burning inside of me. I can't put the flame out. I can't stop. I have to go find gasoline and keep making it a raging fire. To talk about what Ryan Leake said, the risk of me not going and getting another can of gasoline is that the fire goes out, is that the content stops. Forge and Fuel goes away. You don't have the J&J weekend getaway. I don't do these things to be fucking cool and popular and fill my pockets. You might look at the ticket price for the J&J weekend getaway. They go, oh boy. I'm not making any money. I'll promise you that. I'm doing it to create change. I'm doing it to be the difference. I could have sold out so long ago and dropped a fucking NFT, made 2.5 million like so many other slap dicks and disappeared. Oh, meme coin season rolled around again. Boy, I could have dropped some fucking meme coin, pumped the shit out of it, stole your money, fucking disappeared. I could have got you to buy into so much bullshit over this time, but I haven't. And it has been such a battle, such a struggle to not sell out, to not do what everybody else is doing. Come on, Godwin. Come on. And all I keep hearing is your purpose is bigger. Your purpose is bigger. You know, there's that Wiz Khalifa and La Russell song right now. And La Russell has a line in there where he says, I guess the dreams that I set or the goals that I set were smaller than me. Now I'm really thinking about that right now. If I was trying to be a streamer or a YouTuber or follow this path or be that person, if I ever tried to do that, I could only be the second best version of them. But I'll tell you who I can be the first best version of: Colton Sroka. And the world will know my name. And not just because of some fucking SEC violation or some crypto scam or some bullshit, but because of the things that he does for me and allows me to share these gifts and my purpose and my passion with others. And through that, I've already watched it. So many lives change. So many lives become better. So many people start to just simply think a little bit different and start living like a 1%er. Start living like a super soldier. Start figuring out how to break out of this matrix, even if only mentally. Maybe you ain't all the way physically or financially, whatever it is, but if you can just start mentally, you're in the race. You're in the winner's circle. While everybody else is fucking around, worried about the market, worried about this, there's those of us who certainly are not rich, certainly are not billionaires, certainly are not the elite of society, but we are looking at these moments right now, licking our lips, rubbing our hands, saying, boy, this is what we've been talking about. This moment, this is when the poor become rich and the rich get richer, or the poor stay poorer. And I'm not sliding back down the mountain this time. I understand it more than I ever have before. And I'm telling you what, we're starting to see the door. And now it's just our moment to burst through. So if you're part of this, thank you. Appreciate you for allowing us to trust his process and continue to show up every single day. And your final clip of the morning, my friends, doesn't feature any humming beans, doesn't feature any, real variety, with the vidyas and narrations and stuff going on, maybe a little music. But it is a nice little clip, has a ton of power, has a ton of thought, has a ton of perspective behind it. So I thought, why not bring it to the show? My friends, this here is entitled, Where Comfort Lives, Growth Dies. Now, there's a couple ways you could look at that, right? You could look at it as if, the dandelion got on the consistent, persistent pursuit of his passion. It burned him up. It destroyed him. Killed him. He never reached his ultimate goal. But he spread seeds so that future generations could take advantage of his efforts. That's generational wealth. And that's one way to look at it. But the other way to look at it is maybe that's you. Maybe that dandelion on the consistent, persistent pursuit. Maybe it's burning you up. It's torching you up. It's destroying you. It is beating the dog shit out of you. But because the current version of you has to die. Because you're not the best version of you in order to hit that lush, beautiful grass. And maybe where you thought you were going is gone. You didn't reach that destination. But maybe you just put a few good seeds out into the world. Maybe you just tossed them out there to see what might happen. And by the grace of God, they found some fertile ground. And now you just got to water them. The grass is greenest where you water it. Maybe it is greener on the other side. You just choose where you want to water it. Who cares? If you got a water pail and some water, go watering, baby. And that grass will grow. So maybe the old version of you has to die before the new version of you can be planted in new fertile ground. Just like we talked about a moment ago, trust his process. Maybe the current version of you couldn't handle that lush grass. Maybe you wouldn't be grateful enough for it. Maybe you wouldn't enjoy it enough if you hadn't walked across that hot-ass concrete, burned it up, and turned around and watched all the people that never left their hometown, that stayed right where they were, that stayed planted in the ground. And the moment that they knew that it came time to die, they just packed it in. That's why the quote exists. So many people die at 25 and aren't buried until they're 85. And also, sidebar, dandelions are a good thing. If you have dandelions in your yard, even though everybody sees them as weeds, oh, fucking dandelion, yeah, it's a sign of a non-toxic ground, a non-toxic soil. And if you think about all the things we talk about, should we be putting chemicals onto our soil that kills things that naturally grow out of the ground? Huh. No wonder everybody was getting cancer from Roundup. Boy. It's like if you just will look at some things, you know, you just efatha, and you might start seeing some things. Who's to say, who's to know? Where comfort lives, growth dies. Shout out Jonathan Briscoe. Shout out Victor Oladipo, Brandon Marshall, Neiman Johnson, and the one and only Ryan Leak. Well, there you have it, my friends. Your first two segments of the day. Time to get into the third and final segment of the day where we connect with you, the live viewer, baby. So if you've had something burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul over the duration of the show, now is your time to get it out in the live chat, don't you know? So without any further hesitation or delay, let's get into your third and final segment of the day. It is time for your Answers from the Anvil.
Sorry, you're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me.
Bruh.
It's okay. You can hate me all you want. You can hate me all you want, but you're coming to say hi. Look who I got. Look who I got. My girl. Say hello. Say hello, baby. Say hello. You got nothing to say?
She was asleep and I woke her up. She's just like so confused. She said, "How the hell did this even happen? I always play games with him. He can never get me. How did he get me?" Hold on. Let me got him. I'm sorry, girl. I fucked you up. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mess up your morning nap. That's my fault. Sorry. Time to wake up. We're live on the show. Hey, there you go. Little Matilda for you. Who's to say, who's to know? She's only been being a doggone chicken for the last 2 weeks, for crying out loud, being at my feet and just meowing away, acting like she's just invisible. So there you go. Little Matilda live on the show. But, my friends, I see Matilda was a hot attraction there. So without further ado, here we are, your third and final segment of the day. DEEZY. You know what to do, my guy. Shift me up one time for the one time. Who we got out there on this beautiful Thursday morning? Antony, Delta 24, GMF&F crew, let's do this. Shout out to you, Antony, and shout out to Uncle Wally again. Happy birthday, Uncle Wally. We appreciate the both of you. Albright's Fur Farm, our good friend Jared Albright. Great morning. It's almost Friday. The momentum is continuing to build. Well, I like your thoughts, but hey, what's Friday? You know, another day, then it's Saturday, then it's Sunday, then it's Monday, then it's Tuesday. Just another day. There's no weeks. There's no weekends. Just another opportunity to keep getting better, even if only by 1%. Who's to say, who's to know? Mama Capp, Kim Jones says it's a terrific Thursday to be alive, kicking off with the F&F crew. Shout out to you, Mama Bear. I appreciate you. Thanks for always being live in prime time here on the show. Angel SD, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Peguero. Great morning, F&F crew. Great morning to you, Mr. SD. We appreciate the hell out of you. Thanks for starting your day the right way here at F&F, baby. Grammy P, GP live in the building. GM family, best way to start your day. Let's go be the light. Blessings to all. Blessings right back to you, GP. Appreciate you being in the building as always. Mrs. Metal, our girl, with a usual morning reminder. Great morning, fam. Happy Thankful Thursday. Today's reminder is that in a world that focuses on the climb, gratitude is that pause that stops to cherish the view. Now go be great in their face on purpose. Ooh, I like that. I like that. A little gratitude. Take a pause, see how high you climb, but then just keep on a climbing. Shout out, Mrs. Meadow. Love the perspective and the reminder this morning. Demetra live in the building. Great morning, fam. Blessed to be here with everyone. I hope you're all feeling as amazing as I do. You better believe it. That's the only way to be. Shout out to you. Appreciate you being live in prime time, Demetra, as per usual. Our girl Slugbug, she ain't in here anymore. She had to dip out, but we'll give her a shout out. Shout out to our girl down there in the STL and all the fam bam. Hey, y'all. Hope y'all having a great day, especially you birthday people. Shout out Slugbug. We appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Wally says, thanks, everyone. Shout out Uncle Walleye. Tuned into F&F. Let's go. Shout out. That's awesome. I'm glad I could take a moment to shout out Uncle Walleye, man. You guys, honestly, you two are very, very important. Very, very special to me, man. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support and all the love you've shown me over my short 29 years here on this flat plane. Who's to say, who's to know? G. Lou, Mr. G. Lou live in the building, and Mrs. G. Lou, GMGM. Great morning to you, my boy. Great to see you live in the flesh, as always. Our friends over at Radio Free Hub City Live, the legendary Mr. Ken Buckler. If you didn't hear this earlier on in the show, this messed me up. Our mind is only the receiver. We need to tune it with the universe. Yeah! We are not in the universe. We are of it. And there is not one station playing. There are infinite stations, and you just got to tune your frequency to the one you want, and you can retune it at any doggone time. If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, start thinking in terms of energy, frequency, and vibrations. Woo! Shout out to you, Mr. Buckler, and the legendary Mrs. Buckler, and the beautiful Miss BB. Mama Capp, one thing you haven't done is disappear. Thank you, Cole. Thank you, Mama Bear. Appreciate the little subtle reminder. You know, there's fuck it. There's some people who have decided to disappear, and they're showing back up again. And people are just like, "Oh my gosh, it's so great to see you! Wow, we talked so much shit for so long because you just disappeared, but now you're back. So we're fake as fuck! Wow!" Oh, when are we gonna stop? Like, when are we going to call people out for their bullshit? When are we going to stop blindly buying into people? And when are we going to stop letting people paint us fucking pictures and fucking trying to hand them a paintbrush and paint them and let us paint something else? I don't understand it. I don't fucking understand it. Whatever. Who's to know? Who else we got out there? The legendary Jared Albright says, shout out, Mr. Producer and Captain Colt. Great show today. Shout out to you. Appreciate you, Mr. Albright. Thanks for the perspective. Mama Cap. No, I'm sorry. Aunt Donnie. They look the same. Who's to know? Aunt Donnie gonna go play pickleball for Wally's B-Day. Oh, shit. Don't say anything. JK Big Time might hop on his private jet and show up out of nowhere. Who's to say? Who's to know? Shout out to you guys. Hope you enjoy that. Oh, I saw this. Mama Cap says, as a young entrepreneur, what small piece of advice would you give anyone contemplating starting the journey? I would say one of the best things that I have learned how to do is to become proficient in pivoting. I have learned that you can write the best business plan in the world. When I started my first business, I was pretty fresh out of college, so I still had all the entrepreneurial thoughts. If you guys don't know, I have a bachelor's degree in business management and entrepreneurship. Fucking using it, thank God, but at first 3.5 fucking years was total bullshit. I literally don't even use anything that I didn't learn outside of my last semester, for crying out loud. A few things here and there, but regardless, I realized that I wrote that whole business plan, and I probably still got it in a doc somewhere. And I had every little thing covered, how we were going to grow, how we were going to expand, how this money was going to come in, what this was going to do, what was happening here, this here, boom, 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 boom. I mean, I had it all covered to a T. Could have given it to an investor. It was perfect. And then the first hiccup came up. The first trial arose. The first loss happened, and it was like all hell broke loose. Didn't know what to do. Holy shit, this wasn't on the business plan. I didn't anticipate this. This can't be happening. What do I do now? Ah! Head about popped off my doggone body. Thank God we figured it out. That business lasted about 2 years longer than it should have. We were just throwing darts at the wall. And we didn't pivot one time. We didn't try something different, didn't try something new. Just kept pounding the stone, but it was with the wrong hammer. And that's why I say that. Sometimes you got to realize it's not about just pounding the stone, but realize maybe you're using a rubber mallet trying to shape granite. Sometimes you're doing the totally wrong fucking thing. And if you step back 30,000 foot view and you really look at yourself like that, like, oh, damn, I'm using a rubber mallet to try and do the job of a diamond hammer or something. What am I doing? Then things start to make sense. And that's how you pivot. Pivoting from the rubber mallet to the diamond hammer. That might be the 1001st hit that cracks open the stone. But you're never going to find that out if you're not okay with pivoting. That's my biggest advice. And pivoting is a risk because you've already pushed all the chips in the table on XYZ. Now you got to go find out about ABC. But as long as ABC, XYZ, LMNOP are all on plan A and not dicking around on plan B, playing over here on plan C, maybe a little bit on plan D, but plan A, it will execute. It will happen. Take the emotion out of it and just execute. Just become proficient in pivoting and know that obstacles are going to arise. You can turn them into opportunities. Losses are going to happen. They become lessons. Trials and tribulations are going to be smack dab in your face. You can turn them into triumphs. You just have to be willing to pivot and be willing to keep going down the path. Fork in the road. It's the fork in the road moments every time. The pivot is when you're on the path, it feels good, and you get to the fork in the road and you look left and you got an opportunity to pack it in, go hang out, rainbows, puppy dogs, unicorns, and ice cream. Or you look right and it's the valley of the shadow of death, muck and mire. The path sucks. It's terrible. Nobody wants to go there. Holy shit. Oh, man. But you decide to pivot because you know that the road less traveled always leads to more. And as Ralph Waldo Emerson said, do not go where the path may lead. Instead, go where there is no path and leave a trail. That's my thoughts. Thanks for that, Ma. Damn. Thanks for the question. See, that's why I love questions. It makes me think. It makes me give you some thoughts. It makes me go down rabbit holes that I wasn't thinking of before. Damn. Come on, man. Shout out Mama Bear. Thanks for tripping my trigger right there. Anytime. You guys got thoughts. I'm literally living this shit right now. The show is literally my process, for crying out loud. I'm being forged live in the flesh. If you got questions, I promise you I can answer them. I may only be 29 years old, but I promise you I've been through the fire and the flames. And by the grace of God, here go I, with the opportunity to help others do that exact same thing. So you got something burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul. Don't be shy. Throw it over there in the live chat, and we'll always pop it up during your answers from the Anvil. But that does it, my friends, for your 1, 2, and 3 segments of the day, baby. Nothing more coming your way except a few reminders pertinent to DHMG, baby. We did not have Decoding the Divide last night. If you missed the post and you weren't seeing it, sorry about it. I know that's 2 weeks back to back. Just had a ton on the plate with the J&J Weekend Getaway. Crossing T's, dotting I's, getting everything in line. We are finally to that spot right now. We're starting to see beyond the clouds, if you will. So should have Decoding the Divide back next week, but we'll just keep you all up to date. That's plenty of days away from now. However, speaking of the J&J Weekend Getaway, if you haven't heard, all the social medias are live. You can follow on X and Instagram at J_NJ_WG, JNJ_WG, and you can get all the latest and greatest updates on this year's event. in Chicago, in the North Shore, June 27th, 28th, and 29th. If you'd like to see what's in store, what you got coming your way this year, you can check out the Eventbrite page. The link is in this episode's description or on all the socials. Tickets drop tomorrow at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, 8 Eastern, 6 in the mountains, 5 specifically. If you've been watered up waiting, tomorrow is the day. But if you want to check it out, set yourself a little reminder, all that stuff. The Eventbrite page is up, and then we will only be releasing tickets until June the 13th. So I know that seems like a lot of time away. Before you know it, it's going to be May. And then before you know it, it's going to be June. And then all of a sudden, holy shit, what the hell? Oh my goodness. We got some deadlines and stuff we have to stick to this year. So we got to get some urgency. We got to make sure everybody's on the same page. If you are ready to rock and roll, if you've been thinking about the getaway in any capacity, just make the move. Let us handle the rest. Get it out of the way early so you ain't got to be all depressed when you didn't pull the trigger and you're watching everybody have the damn time of their lives in the North Shore of Shy City, my city. Also, if you'd like to get more involved with the Diamond Hand fam and begin your 1% journey today, become a super soldier, baby, well, then you can join us in the Gateway. And speaking of the Gateway, I might have posted some stuff last night. Who's to say? Who's to know? However, maybe you should go in there and take a little gander. I don't know.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Who's to say? Who's to know? However, you can find the Gateway and begin your 7-day free trial to see if you would like to become a full-time member of one of the most, if not the most, elite and downright dog-filled networks in the entire world. You can find the link in this episode's description to the Gateway, presented to you by the Diamond Hand Media Group, baby. If you're looking for anything else pertinent to DHMG, I promise you can find it all in the links located in this episode's description. And while you're laughing, looking around at those links, maybe you could take a moment to smash a subscribe button, turn on a notification bell, maybe even crush a like button as well. I added crush and like at the same time. Crush a like button as well. Maybe you could share the show and not be a hoe. All I'm trying to tell you and let you know is that maybe you could take a moment to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the Forge and Fuel podcast on, or just smash the shit out of whatever button you see on your screen, as it only helps us continue to grow and flow on whatever platform you're tuning in from.
Nah, man.
But for now, my friends, it's time to get on up and get on nah. But not before we remind you of 3 key and critical things. Number 1, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse. What? Number 2, even a dead fish can go with the flow. What? And number 3, being that this here show is a member of the Diamond Hand Media Group, what? Keep in mind at DHMG, we don't only HOLD, we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those diamond hands. Shout out to all you beautiful humming beings tapped in, tuned in, locked in live in prime time, or even to the recording, starting your day the right way. Or maybe closing your day the right way here at F&F Bay. Whatever time you're tuning in, we can't thank you enough for investing your most valuable assets with us here, your time and your attention. You could have invested them 1,000,001 other ways, and the fact that you chose to here, we are forever grateful. We'll continue to pay back that investment to you by showing up each and every day on the consistent, persistent pursuit of our passions and being right by your side while you pursue yours. But for now, my friends, it's time to make like a banana and split. Make like geese and get the flock out, but not before we also remind you that you are kind, you are smart, you are important, and you are loved. Have a tremendous rest of your Thursday morning, unless you have any other plans. For Mr. Producer, Derek, DZ Snow, DEEZYY, my man, your guy, and for yours truly, Colton, Capp Soroka, we can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by. Get yourself motivated and inspirated and ready to crush this Thursday. But for now, my friends, we officially bid thee adieu. And we say unto you, peace and love.
You listen to me and you listen well. Are you behind on your credit card bills? Good. Pick up the phone and start dialing. Is your landlord ready to evict you? Good. Pick up